Hey everybody, this is Miss Florida Hot Picks here giving you guys an update for Pick 3 North Carolina. I'm switching some things up. I normally use like a 317 rundown for North Carolina, but I wanted to share something that's really hot with the 123 rundown, some key digit numbers. Lots of folks are asking what key digits, and it really just depends on the state, the patterns, and the rundowns that are being used. So sometimes you got to switch them back and forth just to test to see what could be hot. Okay, so let's start with back a few days. We're going to go to November 16th midday. There was a hit of 309. Okay, so what we've done, again, putting it into that 1, 2, 3 rundown. Now how do we put these rundowns together? Once you lock in the last hit that you're going to use, you're simply going to add each number down the columns. So real simply, we'll add 1 to the first column. Okay, so 1 plus 3 is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5, 5 plus 1 is 6, 6 plus 1 is 7, 7 plus 1 is 8, 8 plus 1 is 9, 9 plus 1 is 10. Now when you get to your 2-digit numbers, only use your ones plus your 0. All right, 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3. So the number you start with should be the number you end with. All right, then we would add 2 down the second column, 3 down the third column. We start with 309, we end with 309. Okay, all right, so here comes the big hoorah. I've been paying attention to the key digits, and you probably see them already. Let's do that again. Trying to write and talk. All right, so our key digit to pay attention to, or digits, 2's, 7's. Okay, so I noticed here, and I'm going to show you something else on paper, but on the board, you notice here there's a double 2, 2, 2. It also has the mirror 2, 7. Whenever you see 2, 2 or 7, 7 together, pay close attention. But you're also going to see their mirror formats. So pay attention to those as well. Okay, so let's talk about mirror numbers for a second. Okay, I have had so many people hit me up in the comments saying, you know, I'm not sure about mirror numbers. Well, here's a perfect example why you may want to consider paying attention to them. Okay, when we're talking about mirror numbers, we're saying, for instance, like this 2 and 7, they're actually the same number, they're interchangeable. Okay, so make sure you jot your chart down if you need it for future reference. Okay, when we're saying mirrors, we're saying a 0 could be a 5, or 5 could be a 0. A 1 could be a 6, 6 could be a 1. 2 could be a 7, 7 could be a 2. 3 could be a 8, 8 could be a 3. 4 can be a 9, and a 9 could be a 4. That's what we mean. Okay, so you're going to see them. Sometimes you'll see the 2, 2, but sometimes you'll see a 7, 7. With the 1, 2, 3 rundown, it could vary. So that's why you need to know what mirrors are. Okay, like you need to know 2's and 7's are the same, they're just opposite. All right, so it doesn't throw you off. So we have a 2, 2. I notice if you take the opposite 2, because there's only going to be one other 2, because those are together, look for the opposite 7 and 2. Okay, I have them marked so you can quickly identify them. Okay, so you need the opposite. If it's on the right side, go to your left. Okay, right side, go to your left. Okay, pay attention to these areas. Okay, all right, so now let's start talking about where the combinations or the pairs are the hottest: in front of those 7s or in back of those 7s, depending on where they're positioned. So let's look at 7. What's the 2 numbers you see right in front of that 7, or in back, however you want to put that? 8, 1, right? Okay, so 8, 1 could be a hot pair. Okay, I noticed for North Carolina they're using like a middle digit, but they can use any digits around, so just be careful. I'm just sharing with you the positioning of the patterns that they've been having, but your job is to continue what? Play on paper first. I want you guys to study and see if your hits or your predictions are spot on before you go to the store and start playing. Okay, You do me that favor? Yes, Miss Florida, you the bomb. Okay, thank you. So anyways, I noticed they're using a lot of the center numbers, but they can use any of the numbers. If they want to use 818, 814, 810, 816, they probably could do that. I'm going to stick with the centers just to keep it simple for right now. 816 is in the center, 810. We'll just use those, right? Okay. But don't just stay at the 7. You got to go to the 2. Why? Because what people don't know about a rundown is after a certain point, all the numbers are just mirrors. Okay. So that 309 turns into an 804. That 422 turns into a 927. So this is why you don't know where they're going to hit with that, and they can switch up. And I can't say, oh, they're going to play 7s or they're going to play with the 2s. They can do what they want, and this is why you need to know what mirrors are. That way you know where to go on the rundown. Okay, so let's talk about that. So now we got the 8-6 pair. I'm gonna write that down. Whatever that 2, once they're split from the doubles, that opposite side, remember we're going opposite side. Look at that. You got an 8-6 right next to that 2, right? I'm going to go 8-6-6, 8-6-0. Now, feel free, again, I'm warning you, they may use other numbers around. They may not just use center numbers, okay? But what hit? 1-8-6, November 17th, midday, and that was the next day. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So we have 1-8-6 right here. 8-1-6. And you could use another 6 as well. They're right together. Again, pay attention to what they're doing, okay? So that was hot like fire. I love it. North Carolina, is that hot or what? Definitely right now, go ahead, hit the like button. Go ahead. I need it right now. I appreciate your support. This is fun. I love looking at key digits. But I know some people still love their date sum numbers, and you should pay attention to certain things with date sum numbers. Pay attention. You'll start noticing a lot of similarities with a lot of patterns, okay? And the goal is to study them so that you can predict the best possible numbers. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm struggling because I'm one off, but we're trying to get there in Florida, okay? But anyway, enough about my business. I need y'all to go ahead and hit that like button once again, and make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if this does go out to the public, if you're not in the membership, definitely consider a membership. I say that because sometimes I'll put certain videos out, and sometimes I will. So we'll see. Anyways, let's talk about November 18th evening. So you guys had a 396 that hit North Carolina. And I noticed, look at this, 7-7 this time, 2-7. Okay, this time they're on your left side. So now you're going to take the opposite 2, right? Or the opposite 7, all right? So you're going to look at your 2, at your 7, all right? Okay. So then I'm going to start building up pairs the same way, I'm trying to use my finger. Okay. All right, so I'm going to look at the pair that's right in front of it, 5-3. So I'm going to go 5-3-1, 5-3-5. Now again, can they play other numbers like 5-3-9, 5-3-4, 5-3-6? They could. If you want to use those, feel free to do so. Okay? Okay. All right, let's go to 7. We got 0-3-1. Just using the centers, 0-3-5. Again, they could use 0-3-9, 0-3-4, 0-3-1. Okay? Pay attention to that stuff. Okay? So we're going to go November 19th midday. Now remember this, I wish they would go mid to mid or evening to evening, but they could do what they want. So before you guys start getting it in the comments, Miss Florida, they going to hit mid, evening. They do what they want to do. Okay? What I do like about this, if you see these, the timing is normally the next day, right? But you have to be careful. I've seen where these had came days before, these number types, but they did not hit until they repeated a second time. That's the hint. Those who have ears, you better be listening. If you see rundowns like this, and sometimes they didn't hit the next day, pay attention if the same type of rundown hits again, where you'll see those same type of numbers. And sometimes they show up twice before they actually do the thing. Okay, again, you better be paying attention. Okay, so excuse me, I circled the wrong one. No, it was 031. I'm sorry, it was 031. We had it 013, and right here. Okay, so again, I used the middle, but they did have a 301 right here. Okay, so that's the cool thing, you know. And yeah, maybe look for the one that does repeat, you know. This 6 actually repeated over to its side. This 1 actually repeated. So those could be some hot little key details that you may want to pay attention to when you're formulating. But I'm not done. There's more. I didn't want to confuse everybody, but are you ready for some more information for North Carolina? I know you are. Hold on. Okay. Hopefully you can see this. Okay. So what I've done here is I tell you, I go back. You better make sure you're keeping daily tabs of what's going on in your state, or you're going to miss stuff. Okay. All right. So I want to take you to 2 other examples really quickly, especially if you think doubles or mirrors will hit. Okay. All right. Let's say you guys had a hit over here, 414. Okay. I want to show you where that came from. Now, I told you the key digits 7s or 2s, if they're in front or back of a double, you better pay attention. It could be telling you that double's coming. So 441, pay attention, hit us 414. All right, took a couple of days. Those take a little longer. Let's look at this one. You had a 7, 6-1, 6-1-8. Pay attention, these are the same patterns. 6-1-8, it took a couple of days. It came November 17th. So what you're doing is you're paying attention to your doubles and mirrors if they have a 7 in front or in back of them. That could be telling you that number is coming up too. So the pattern I showed you was with the double 7s and going to the opposite side. This one is using the same 7 when it's in front of doubles in a single format. Okay? There's a lot to study. All right, North Carolina? I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing. I want y'all to go ahead. I want you to sweat. I'm just playing. Now, I want you to have a good time. I want you to study. I have quite a few of you in North Carolina. And I was about to leave North Carolina alone a long time ago. But, you know, I held on. Anyways, I hope this is helpful, guys. Make sure you're paying attention. Again, sometimes you have to switch back and forth to rundowns to see what's hot, because there's the minute we put these type of videos out, the changes, I kid you, I wish it wasn't true, but we have to stay, steps ahead. Anyways, pay attention to those key digits. 1, 2, 3 is rocking right now. Pay attention to those patterns. I cannot guarantee what will, what won't, but you have to study, okay? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this time with me. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Some of y'all ain't hitting that button, but you're looking at the material. I need you to hit the button. Okay, anyways, I'll see y'all on the next video.